G'day legends, welcome back to the PommyInOz channel, and as we all know, the Carlton-Collingwood rivalry is a real fierce one, but this week it was all about the next generation. We're diving into the VFL showdown and putting the spotlight on two stars we've talked about a lot in this channel who may break into the first. Harry Di Mattia and Ben Camporeale. Both have had serious AFL dreams. Both have pushed for a debut and both gave us plenty of talk about in this recent clash. Who's tracking closer to a senior spot? What would each of them bring? And which one seems to fill your club's needs right here, right now? Before we get stuck in, do me a solid. Hit that like button, make sure you hit the subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and let me know in the comments, who do you feel like has a higher ceiling? Harry or Big Bad Ben? The best way to start any story is at the beginning, and we're looking at how these guys got here. Let's rewind the tape because both guys came into the system in different styles. First, we've got Harry Di Mattia, drafted at pick 25 in the AFL draft by the Collingwood Football Club. He arrived with a serious reputation as a competitor, but also a leader. He is a co-captain of the Dandenong Stingrays and the Vic Country Under-18s, sharing duties none other than with Mr. Harley Reid. Whether it was footy or cricket, he was always the captain and always the one that led from the front. The big draw card of Big Harry was his versatility, but also his explosiveness, not to mention the real healthy hair that he's got on his bonds. His game is built around that speed, his penetration and tackling. He bursts out of stoppage, but he also wasn't shy of his defensive efforts. He played as a pressure forward, also moved into the midfield, and also had spells up at halfback, and on occasions even did some lockdown defence. He had a real nice left boot on him. He really gets some good distance on that kick as well. And the big question mark always is that composure and that ability to be AFL ready. The big confusing point with all these boys who play multiple positions was really, where is his best game? Where could you play him? And with that, it always gives you the character kind of selflessness type question of where do we play him? But all the talk was about his compatibility. And then we've got Ben Camporeale, taken by Carlton at pick number 43. The father-son selection was matched, and he comes from Glen Elgin. He had sky-high numbers. He was mental in the under-18s, averaging a whopping 31.7 touches, 6.7 clearances, and becoming the B and F. He was also the South Australia vice-captain, led by voice, but also his output on the field. His standout was his ability to have that elite running power, but also link up in the scoring chains, working hard defensively and offensively. But a big poignant standout was how clean he was in the clinches, but his demand for the ball. He also had an incredible vertical leap. He wasn't scared of taking a mark, and the rumours were in South Australia he was incredibly competitive, driving the standards and not letting people slip. The big thing was his kicking, the ability to kick the ball. At times he is wasteful, but he does get that ball in the hot zones. It is something that needs to be glossed up. He is a real strong player, but in summary, both of these players showcased a lot of leadership, a lot of intensity, and a desire to influence the outcome of the game. Both have very strong values on the field, which makes them an incredible AFL prospect. So it's an interesting story of how both of them got in there. Let's fast forward now to 2025. Both lads have played 13 games and are regulars for their VFL side, and both are racking up consistent numbers, and both have shown some AFL traits in live action. Ben Camporeale this year, 13 games, averaging 23.1 disposals. He just keeps finding it. And this has been win, lose or draw. Ben has stood out. He does like to use the handball a little bit more. That is something that we're seeing. only kicking 42.7% of the time, and he's looking to link up and start the scoring chains. His disposal efficiency has gone a lot up because of that handball-heavy approach, 70.7% efficiency. It's not top-level elite, but it's serviceable and showing for someone that uses the ball, he's going a lot better. 4.1 inside 50s, 1.4 rebounds, showing that two-way running. The 2.4 marks, 2.5 intercept possessions, showing he works hard up the ground and also down the ground. But the real interesting one is 18% of Carlton's score involvements come from chains he has got. That's a very big number for a developing midfielder. And defensively, them 4.5 tackles, showing he ain't scared of doing the hard stuff too. Big Harry, he's played the 13 games, 22.7 touches, almost identical to Ben Camporeale, playing in a very similar role. But he does a lot of his work by foot. This is very traditional with Collingwood footballers. Kick 52.5% of the time. His disposal efficiency reflects him daring the kick, choosing the more daring option. 59.7 is his disposal efficiency, but 5.8 inside 50s, clear evidence he is a massive territory gainer, consistently launching attacks. 1.6 rebounds, 3.6 intercept possessions, 2.5 marks. He's not just getting busy on winning the territory, he's also looking to win the ball back. And although he's not as involved as many scoring chains, 9.1, this is more a reflection of Collingwood's system. Multiple roles, multiple players do it, but also Mattia does play down the back as well, and he's also versatile. His 4.1 tackles, though, show that this guy is a pressure magnet and looking to hunt. Both are averaging 0.2 goals a year, so they're not the mainstays on the scoreboard, but both have shown they can impact forward or centre when they're given the ball. The bottom line really is simple. Ben Camporeale is more of a relentless accumulator. That chain linker. Mattia is that more line breaker, that field position winner. Both in their own right are absolutely pushing the door, though, ajar for an AFL call-up into their respective sides. And the scene was set for this head-to-head matchup. So let's get into what happened in the game itself. It was one of them classic IKON Park nighttime games, and you could feel that there was a senior rivalry flowing through the VFL sides as well. This game was played with real good intensity. The Blues stormed out the blocks early, kicking the first 3 goals, thanks to a real mix of clever centre clearances, but short, sharp play and changing the angles. It didn't look very Carlton. There was some unselfish play from Flynn Young, Lemmy, Binns. They all hit the scoreboard early and really looked to pressure. But as you expect, Collingwood used this momentum against Carlton. They turned the screws late in the first and dominated the early second term. There was 5 straight goals from the Pies. The Blues were under pressure. Lewis Young unfortunately went off with injury, and he was showcasing some real rock-solid defence, and it was a big night for that defence. Jordan Boyd and Ethan Phillips had to fill that hole, and they did it well. Collingwood held a slender 8-point lead at half-time, but the game was there for the taking, and the Blues came back out of the blocks quite hard. The second half was a genuine arm wrestle, but Carlton did come out firing. Young, Lemmy combining after some great team goals and some classy moments. Granger Barras went forward, Hogg had a sniff at goal, and Nelson, as always, working really hard up top as that link man. In the likes there with Binns, Camporeale, Hayes, finding the footy and really looking to push the numbers through the guts. Collingwood, they were really hard to break away, though. They had a quick fire goal burst, and just before 3/4 time, it saw them 7 points up at the break, setting up a real classic, and that is when Carlton came into it. It was a real intense pressure game, this. Camporeale really did spark the Blues comeback here, getting the clearances, setting up Nelson for his third. Boyd had some real strong defensive moments in here, and Corey Durden clung to an intercept mark inside his own intercept 50 and snatched the game with the set shot. It was a real surprise that Collingwood went goalless for a large portion of this game, and in the end, Carlton went 83 points, 79 4-point winners, and got a real shot in the arm for their slim finals hopes. From the prospect watch, though, Camporeale and Harry were probably the 2 standouts for both sides. They were thick of it. They were named in the best on for the both sides, and they really did look like there is a chance of a senior debut. Now, let's break it down each one, right? Let's have a look at each player's individual game. what that game tells us about it, and where they might fit into an AFL system for their respective sides. It was aggressive all game, collecting 27 disposals for this game. Only 33 of them were kicks, 33% were kicks, but he made up for it at an 82% efficiency. 4 inside 50s, 3 rebounds, 3 intercepts, 4 tackles, working hard both ways. A monster 21% of the score involvement chains came through Ben. A huge stat for this young midfielder. And if we look at his pass map, you see linking up and drawing defenders, trying to get that game moving forward, finding space and attacking it. And that's a big part of Ben. Always looking to find that with a high proportion of handballs, aggressive by nature, looking to take the game on, open up the corridor, but he wasn't afraid to go direct. It wasn't a big marking game from him, but this was more of a focus on his chain running and keeping the ball in motion. No goals, but he did set Carlton up attacking time and time again. Harry, two-way engine masterclass, 28 touches, kicking 53.6% of the time, and having a 68% disposal efficiency. 7 inside 50s, 2 rebounds, 7 marks, 6 tackles, and an absolute gem of a goal, including him being involved in 16% of the high attacking plays. He was a real metronome, and his pass map speaks volumes. Direct, territory-based, looking to head deep, and really not shy about taking that high-octane option. Multiple marks as well, showing his ability to be available for his team and always work half both ways. Them 6 tackles as well, he's really stepped up his defensive craft, and the goal was massive reward for a man of his talent. It was a supreme break away from a centre clearance. What this showed us is Camporeale is becoming a conductor, looking as the link in the chains and trying to get the ball moving. Harry was more of the engine, looking to get the game moving forward and also expose cracks defensively, both right in the frame. Now, what will they bring? Now, Ben's style for me at Carlton is tailor-made. If you look at where Carlton are struggling at the minute, they're looking for clean ball users and people to look to be aggressive and critical, and more importantly, clinical. He plays with a real intent to move the game forward, scanning for space, attacking that space, looking to be a conduit. His vision and natural aggression are incredibly elite for his age, and he's also attacking that space with purpose, trying to get the tempo going. What sets Ben apart from the midfielders at the minute is he's a connector who doesn't get bogged down in that static, lethargic way. He looks to inject emergency, a sense of urgency. His ability to play through congestion really makes it strong. He reminds me at times of a young Jack McRae, with a more emphasis of attacking the game and opening the ground up. Defensively, he isn't shy. He really works hard. It's not his bread and butter, but he is averaging 4 tackles. He puts that pressure on. He's not just impacting and hunting stats, he's actually making a physicality. I could see him debuting on the wing, resting at half forward and going in, and trying to generate a play-on attack-first mantra. In transition, he's everything the Blues are missing. Harry, on the flip side, is everything a Collingwood player is. A role player with a point of difference, explosive and utterly selflessness. His work rate is massive, he's gut running, he's chasing, and he's also looking to turn defence from an attack. His real point of difference is he's not scared of taking the high-risk, high-reward option. Takes them corridor kicks, surges with intent, he shifts the momentum. He is the type that sparks something out of nothing. He's developed his defensive craft as well, and he's also really strong at looking at that intercept, sharking opposition, and doing it. I can see him doing something like playing at half-back at times, rolling through the midfield, or even half-forward. It's a huge tick, his versatility. Pies love that, and he puts that captain's mentality into this team from his junior days, where no job is too big or small. He could debut at high half forward, like I say, with midfield bursts, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him start life at halfback and then look to thrive on that risk reward. In summary, Ben is that Carlton smooth mover link-up artist that at the moment they're not using well enough. Harry brings Collingwood that relentless dynamic two-way approach, bit of dash, a bit of dare with some leadership. Both are on the verge of adding what they've already got in the senior side, but with key points of difference. So there you have it. 2 very talented boys, vastly different profiles in a proper Carlton Collingwood way. Ben Camporeale, the aggressive chain-making machine, and Harry Di Mattia, that high-octane, two-way running, rock and roll Collingwood dash and dare. Just what the Pies love to recruit. The big question, who is close to the AFL debut? Let me know in the comments, would you throw Ben Camporeale straight onto Carlton's wing? Or would you be throwing Harry in for a little run at Collingwood? Let me know in the comments who you would pick and why. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the content. We've got loads of AFL content coming up. Until next time, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you very soon. I've been PommyInOz. See you soon.
Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.